Hey, what's up everyone? Raging Golden Eagle here, having way too much fun as always. Cause today we're gonna be pointing and laughing at a certain group of people that are now on the receiving end of their own weapons. You know what they say, right? Be careful what you wish for because you might get it. We've been fighting for free speech on the internet since the beginning. In my opinion, it should be up to each individual content creator what they allow on their pages. But no, that's not enough, right? We can't allow anyone to speak so-called hate speech, can we? We can't allow cyberbullying or digital violence or whatever the hell they're calling it nowadays. We have to ban all of that outright. And few things bring a bigger smile to my face than seeing the useful idiots who support something like this have it used against them. Is it really such a surprise? Did you think you'd be immune? And for the record, no, I don't know if each individual woman that we're going to be talking about in this article actually supported this type of censorship, but the side they chose to align themselves with did. And well, here are the consequences. Facebook is banning women for calling men scum. Women had accounts banned from Facebook for responding to male trolls with sentences like "men are trash," in part because the company classifies white men as a protected group. Well, that's the first I've heard of this. White men are a protected group now? Aw, hell yeah, where can I go get my victim bucks? As they mention later though, that's not entirely accurate. They are actually enforcing their policy against hate speech against someone based on their race or gender. And last I checked, white and male are in fact a race and gender. So really, that's the only reason white men are quote-unquote protected. When comic Marcia Belsky sarcastically replied "men are scum" to a friend's Facebook post back in October, she never anticipated being banned from the platform for 30 days. But that was exactly what happened. Belsky was shocked at the severity of the punishment considering her relatively innocuous comment and immediately spoke to her fellow female friends about the ordeal. They could relate. Oh my god, what a shock! Who could have seen this coming? Who could have predicted that these policies that you guys have been pushing for are gonna eventually be used against you one of these days? You jackasses basically supported creating some freaking bioweapon to take out your enemy, and now are whining that this same bioweapon has evolved and is taking your side out as well. Well, tough. Cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it. 'Cause you're getting no sympathy or help from me. Women have posted things as bland as "men ain't shit," "all men are ugly," and even "all men are allegedly ugly," and had their posts removed. They've been locked out of their accounts for suggesting that since all men are ugly, country music star Blake Shelton winning Sexiest Man isn't a triumph. Man, this safe space system you guys have implemented isn't nearly as awesome now that it's being used on you, huh? For the past few years, you were perfectly fine with it when it was only us deplorables being hit by this. But now suddenly it's an issue? Oh man, I cannot wait to see the butthurt once more minorities start being charged with hate crimes against whites too. Oh, that is gonna be glorious. This here is just a small taste of that butthurt. In late November, after the issue was raised in a private Facebook group of nearly 500 female comedians, women pledged to post some variation of "men are scum" to Facebook on November 24th in order to stage a protest. Nearly every woman, seriously, they really did say nearly every woman, not woman, who carried out the pledge was banned. Oh, what a shock! So that played out exactly as it would if we did the same thing. Oh man, one of my friends got banned for violating the terms of service. Hey, let's all get together and violate the terms of service at once. Surely they're not gonna ban all of us. Oh, and this part here is hilarious too. They even basically had to create a support group for this. The problem has become so widespread that Avery even created a website to document these women's tales. The site, facebookjailed.com, shares women's experiences of being punished by Facebook for making benign comments about men or standing up to trolls, sometimes juxtaposed with Facebook's inaction against men who have hurled insults or racial slurs back. Wow, does this sound familiar to any of you guys at all? Does this sound remotely like exactly what's been happening to us for years, except finally with the roles reversed? This has been going on for ages and none of these women cared because it wasn't affecting them. In fact, even better, it was only those pesky male trolls that were being affected. So good, we're doing the internet a favor getting rid of them. Well, now that their sights have turned to the female trolls, all of a sudden they're starting to cry. I've mentioned in multiple recent videos how these social media companies generally try to hide their double standards by not giving a reason when someone gets banned. But despite all their best efforts, their double standards almost always do come out, and once they have enough spotlights shined on them, they have no choice but to start actually evenly enforcing this before the majority of their users revolt or leave. Yeah, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? We get that. But when that grease comes at the expense of the other 3 wheels, there's only so much these companies can play that game before the entire cart falls apart. But either way, the lack of self-awareness in this article isn't done yet. In the past, ironic misandry has been a popular way for women to deal with living in a world where they're exposed to frequent abuse at the hands of powerful men. Oh, right, I was only saying it ironically. Oh, I was just joking, it's just a joke, bruh. Yeah, when has that worked for any of us? Seriously, pay attention. It never worked for us. What makes you think it's gonna work for you? I'm gonna try to save you some trouble now. From personal experience, it's not gonna work. Yet if a woman takes to Facebook to vent about how she wants to imprison men and milk them for their male tears, she could quickly lose access to her account. Yeah, about as quickly as some guy who takes to Facebook to vent about how he wants to imprison women and milk them for their tears. And this part here is the best though. Trolls know this. The ironic thing about literal Nazis is that they have weaponized taking things literally. Again, where have we heard that before? Why don't you let me know in the comment section? How many times have you guys been banned or completely kicked off the platform for telling jokes? And roughly how long ago was it too? Man, if only these women were complaining about this stuff years ago when it was only happening to us, we wouldn't be at this point, would we? But again, lack of self-awareness. Feigning outrage at statements that were clearly not written to be interpreted that way has become a favorite tactic of the alt-right, Gamergate, and movements known for their coordinated harassment efforts. Oh, coordinated harassment like how feminists and SJWs keep getting people fired from their jobs and deplatformed and made unemployable? That type of coordinated harassment? When it was only happening to us, it was just the filthy degenerate trolls, right? No big deal. Now that it's happening to you, well, all I gotta say is it's just a bunch of filthy, degenerate SJW trolls. No big deal. All of a sudden, it's not as funny, is it? But either way, now that you have finally experienced what it's like to be on the receiving end of your own bullshit, if you are ready to admit that you were wrong and join with us, we can fight against it. But judging by the final line of this article, I highly doubt you guys have that much self-awareness. How else can we have a genuine reaction to what's going on, Avery said. Facebook is absolutely silencing women. 'Cause of course they are. They're starting to treat women the same way they've been treating men for years. And now you're complaining about silencing women. No complaints about how they were silencing men all this time though. Yeah, I don't think any sort of alliance with these types is possible. They still refuse to admit their part in creating this problem in the first place. They created a virus intentionally to destroy us, and the only problem they have, the only issue they have with this whole thing, is that parts of the virus are now breaking off and attacking them too. In their own minds, they didn't do nothing. And that's all I gotta say, guys. Thanks for listening.